Hi guys, good morning. I see we have some people here. Oh, feedback. How's it going? I like seeing early birds. So who do we have? Say hi in the chat. We have like 18 people right now. Say hello and tell me, what city you're from, what business or industry you're in. Would love to get to know you guys a bit. Hi, Manisha. How's it going? All right, 34 people. Guys, there's so many early birds. I love this. I thought I'd be the only one on here right now. Okay, Khaloud. Hello, Khaloud. Debbie Brooke raised a hand. Hello, Debbie. How's it going? Okay. Manisha saying, I'm from Dubai, excited to listen and learn. Awesome. Thank you for making the time and coming out here. Hopefully you will learn a lot today. Anisha, hi, how's it going? Okay. Perfect. I'm going to just share the screen in the meantime. Okay, we're just going to wait a couple of minutes. So I'm just going to go on mute for a minute or two as we let people come in. Okay. Hi, guys. I'm unmuted again. Nikita is here. Hello, Nikita. Hi, Maggie. She's saying thank you for organizing this session. Also, so Naeem is also here with us, and I'll introduce you guys shortly. That is the CEO, my business partner and husband. He'll be helping us out today in the chat. And he just pointed out, when you guys are typing in the chat, just make sure that it's set to, what is it, all panelists and attendees? Yeah, and not just panelists, because when you just do panelists, other people can't see you. And Naeem is going to be helping answer questions too. So just change it to all panelists and attendees so he can definitely see your questions. You can interact with one another as well. Hey, Divya, you're coming from Mumbai. That's awesome. Hi, Shri. Hi, Alec. Nice to see you made it on here. Alec is from Toronto. Somebody I know, that's amazing. Hi, Vanessa. Hi, Pranay, Fosia, Sindhu. Okay, this is awesome. How many people are we at right now? We're at 60 people and growing, so we're gonna keep on waiting till about 10:05. Keep telling me your industries, guys. Tell me if you're a business owner, are you a freelancer? That way I can tailor the content today, a bit more to you guys, especially if you throw in some industries, and we can relate it to you. Hey, Altamish. Hey, Al, how's it going? Thanks for joining. Hi, Ritik, Sherry, Riddhi, Tasneem, Shireen. Fosia, you are an e-commerce startup. Okay, so today, and if anyone here is from e-commerce, just keep in mind today's session is more for B2C service businesses. So on the landing page, we had just written as well, please make sure that before you sign up, this is not going to be for e-commerce or products, because that requires a different strategy. But feel free to still stay here, tune in, learn. This is more for service-based businesses because they require a different strategy. Owner of a barbershop in Media City. That's awesome, Francesca. This is going to be really useful for you. Marketing team of a university. Maria, amazing. Going to be really helpful for you. Oh, we have a food blogger too. Okay, that's awesome. Hi, Iskander. Thanks for joining. Reem is a freelancer, also helping her husband market his newly launched app. Okay, awesome. So app is going to be a slightly different strategy too, but I think you can pick up a lot of things here today. Managing a new entertainment venue, Maggie. Amazing. Hi, Claire. How's it going? Your small new business. It's hard to gain traction and increase conversions. I hear you. Gargi, your digital marketer, awesome. Yeah, this is great for marketers too, honestly, if you have your own clients and you're trying to just learn for them as well and improve their business. Okay, so Naeem is just mentioning to me For anyone new who's joining, so Laura, Saad, Meek, Shruti, actually not Meek, you're okay. A lot of you guys are just sending message to all panelists. Please change it to all panelists and attendees so other people can see you in the chat as well. Just do that. It's just going to help you see what other people are saying as well. It's going to be more interactive and sort of you can reach out to others as well. Gen Z, you're CRM focused, more B2B. Yeah, so actually, sorry, did I say your name right? Gen Z. This is more for B2C, but honestly, there's a lot of overlap with B2B. We had some students before as well that did B2B, and it's like 70% applicable for them as well. There's just a few changes, so I think it'll still help you. Saniksha, you're a makeup educator, makeup classes. Oh, this is so useful for you. Yes. Debbie, you are a lifestyle and nutrition coach. Natasha, hi, you have a retail online store. So that's a bit more e-commerce, but you can feel free to tune in, but we will probably do a separate webinar for e-commerce strategy. Okay, we are at about 89 people. It is 10:05, so I think it is we're good to get started. And as other people join, then you can help them out too. They get stuck there. Okay, cool guys, so let's get started. Thank you for showing up for yourselves to learn some new strategies basically for Facebook, or learn about it if you're just getting started. My name is Alina. I'm the CEO of Digitalina, and I have with me Naeem. If you can show your face, you can say hi. So that is my husband, business partner, co-founder, whatever you want to call him. If any of you guys saw him in the ad, who here actually came from the ad on Facebook, then you would have seen him in the video being rather funny. Altamash says, I laughed. Awesome. Okay, so for today, just a little bit of housekeeping before we get started. To gain the most value out of the session, do take notes, ask questions. Naeem is going to be helping me get to some questions throughout the webinar, but I'm probably only going to be able to address a couple as we're moving through the slides, just because there's quite a bit to get through. But there's going to be a separate Q&A at the end. There will be about 15 minutes there, Q&A, and if I don't even get to you then, actually I'll keep the Q&A running so I can try to get to as many of you guys as possible, and if we don't, then I'll connect with you afterwards as well, okay? So don't worry, your questions will get answered. Okay, so you should be able to see my screen, and we are going to go ahead and get started. So for today's agenda, guys, to give you a quick overview of what we're going to be talking about. Number one, give you quick context about Digitalina, just so that you know who we are, what we do. Next, we're going to talk about what is a strategy and what isn't a strategy for Facebook or Instagram ads. It's the same thing really for B2C service businesses. And the reason that I've specifically outlined B2C service businesses here, and also on the landing page when you guys were signing up in red, it said not for e-commerce or for physical products. The reason I said that is because the Facebook ad strategy is completely different whether you are service or whether you are products, okay? B2C and B2B is a bit different as well, but there's a lot more overlap. So if you're B2B service, this is still 80–90% applicable for you. E-commerce, I would say stay tuned. We're gonna do a webinar soon for e-commerce as well, but it is a very different strategy, okay? But feel free, if you did end up mistakenly coming here as well, that's fine. You're still learning, and it may be useful for you if you do any services as well, okay? Next, we are going to talk about some major do's and don'ts. So sort of 3 of the biggest ones when it comes to Facebook ads that we see people making. And then we're going to go through some tools to get you started. So I'm going to teach you the strategy. I'm going to show you the funnel today. I'm going to give you some do's and don'ts, and then an exact list of tools that you can take what you've learned today and get started, okay? And then at the end, we are going to talk about an opportunity to set it up together if you are interested. So I'll chat about that at the end as well. Cool. Let's move along then. Let's tell you a little bit about ourselves. So Digitalina is a small boutique digital marketing agency, and that line really sums it up. We just help get more customers for service businesses using ads. So many agencies may do 10 different things. They may do SEO and email marketing and website development. At Digitalina, all we live and breathe and do 24/7, yes, even on weekends, is paid advertising for service businesses. We do a bit of e-commerce as well, but our main focus is service businesses. And we help them just get a positive return on their investment with Facebook ads, Instagram ads, and we do some Google and YouTube advertising as well. But Facebook and Instagram is really our forte. Okay, so those are some of the clients that we currently working with. And as you can see, it's a breadth of different industries too. So there's real estate, there's automotive, education, health and wellness. It's really a mixed bag. So what we're teaching today, if you are in the service business, it can honestly apply to any type of business model. Okay, so let's move along. Let's dig into strategy, guys. Okay, and the way to talk about strategy is to first understand what isn't a strategy. Okay, so over the years, whenever I've talked to freelancers, small business owners, solopreneurs who have maybe tried Facebook ads and are feeling like it doesn't work, the reason is it's not working is because this is the model that they have followed, where you just have an ad which says something like, hey, here's who we are, here's what we do, come check us out, we have all these different services, list of benefits, this is why we're amazing, and then it drives to their website. That does not work. Now, who here, you can type in the chat, stay engaged with me, I want to hear your feedback. Is that surprising to some people that you don't want an ad going straight to your website? Because it kind of feels intuitive, right? But here I am saying that that is not what's going to work for you, your service business. Claire is saying, guilty of this, Sindhu, oops, wow, I thought that always worked. Yeah, I know, it is kind of surprising, but unfortunately that doesn't work. Even whether you're using Ads Manager or whether you're boosting, I know it feels intuitive, but it doesn't. So I do want to break down for you and help you understand now on the next slide why this doesn't work, okay? Josephine saying, oh, I also thought that worked. Lucy, not surprising, but happens all the time. Yep, exactly. You're totally right, Lucy. So before we move on to the strategy that does work, right? I want you to understand why this doesn't work. And I want a mindset shift to take place for you guys right now, okay? Because if you understand it, I don't want you to just take my word for it, basically, okay? So the number one reason why this doesn't work is because for small businesses in the service sector, you should be focusing on lead generation ads instead of awareness ads, okay? And I'm gonna differentiate between the two right now. An awareness ad is pretty much the one we talked about, right? It's, let's say I'm a gym, okay? And my awareness ad would be, hey, come check us out. We're in Dubai Sports City. We have 30 classes a week, open 24/7, low rate, starting at 1,000 dirhams a month. And then it clicks to their website. Okay, that's an awareness ad. On the other hand, a lead generation campaign is one where you offer an incentive with your ad in order to get someone's contact details. Okay, so the gym ad might be, hey, we're offering a free trial to our spinning class. Leave your details, and we leave your details in exchange for the free trial class. So you're basically getting someone's name, phone number, and email address. Okay, so that's what, is that clear, the difference between a lead generation ad and awareness ad? And you guys can just let me know in the chat, yes, does that make sense? Just want to make sure. Khalud saying yes, yes. Abigail, you just joined, don't worry, there's going to be a recording, you didn't miss much. People are saying yes, perfect sense, awesome. And to really help illustrate this point, okay, because many of you, we're not Nike, Coke, we're not big companies with so much budget, you're not all Futain Group or something, right? You are a small business owner and maybe you have like 1,000 or 2,000 dirhams, let's say, of budget to spend in a month, okay, on your ad spend. Now, when you run an awareness ad and you're spending 2,000 dirhams, imagine you spend 2,000 dirhams, and then what is that tangible outcome after an awareness ad? You look at your ads manager or your report and you have, oh, I got 1,000 clicks. Great. I got 10,000 views or likes. But what does that translate to? Does that translate to actual sales? Are you in contact with anyone? That's how a lot of business owners feel. They feel frustrated. They're like, well, I spent all this money and I see that I had all this engagement and clicks, but I don't know, did that actually turn into something? Or on the other hand, you can spend on a lead generation campaign, and with that same 2,000 dirham budget, you could have 30, 40, or 50 names of potential customers. You'll have their name, their email, their phone number for you to call them back. So I hope that is sort of that's an aha moment for a lot of you guys of a much smarter way to use your funds. Okay, you have to be much more strategic and have it much more directly tied to your revenue if you are limited in your budget. Okay, we're not Nike and Coke that we have millions of dollars to spend on awareness ads. We don't. We need something more targeted. Okay, so Anisha saying, hi team. So I'm one of the people who didn't see the service part of the webinar. I would love to know when you have something for products. All right, yeah, no worries, Anisha. Okay, we'll have something soon. But feel free, honestly, you'll still learn some stuff here in case you have any services tied with your products as well. Okay, so back to our slide. So number 2 reason why that strategy doesn't work, okay? If you just have that one ad going to your website, there's no retargeting set in place for a lot of campaigns that I see, okay? A lot of times you're just losing visitors as soon as they go to your site. You may have spent that 2,000 dirhams, but then they're gone unless, even if you're pixeling them, they may be gone unless you actually bring them back by retargeting them with other ads. Because you have to think about it this way, okay? And let me know in the chat, say yes or no. How many times have you been stalked all over the internet by ads, and it's usually the 3rd, 4th, or 5th time that you actually click or opt in on it? Maybe you sign up, yup, Althamisha saying yes, Lucy, yes. Exactly, it's sometimes people will, with lead generation ads, sometimes people will opt in the first time, right? But if someone has seen it 2, 3 times and you're showing them different ads to convince them, you're more likely then, okay? This is natural. Most of us don't click things the first time. That's why it doesn't work. And then the cost is also much less and it's cheaper when you're retargeting and you have a warmer audience, okay? So we want to have a retargeting audience in place. Number 3 reason why that strategy I just showed you doesn't work. So I know some of you may have gone into Ads Manager and you may have created ads through there, but many people who I talk to are still just using boost posts, and boosting posts is extremely, extremely limited. Let me know in the chat right now. Are you boosting posts right now? Just say yes. Yes, if you're boosting posts. Because I want to show you something. Shireen, Claire, Arlene, Indigra, Natasha. Wow, that's a lot of people. Okay, a lot of you are boosting posts. I'm going to try and escape for a second. And I want to show you something. I'm going to exit out of my slides and drag something over to show you. Okay, just gonna pull up the chat, make sure I still see you guys. Okay, guys, can you see my screen now where it says boost post? Yep, okay. So let's take one quick example, and honestly, I can spend days on this, showing you why boost post is not a good idea. Let's say there's this post here where I said, hey guys, if you signed up for a free webinar yet, and if I click the boost post button, it goes to something like this, right? Let's just take the first example here where it says goal. For goals, it's only giving me 2 options. It is just showing me that my objective of this can be to get more engagement or to get more messages. And now getting more engagement, guys, does not mean getting more leads or sales, conversions, purchases, whatever you want to call it. Facebook's goal here is to show your ad to people who are likely to react, comment, and share. Read that carefully. They're not showing your ad to people who are likely to purchase, showing your ad to people who are likely to react, comment, and share. So when you're boosting, most of the time, you're getting a ton of likes and hearts and all the cute emojis, and you're like, wow, I'm getting so much engagement. But a lot of these people might not be the right people, right? They're not going to be the people who actually purchase. They're just Facebook's most likely to leave you a heart emoji person. So that, I don't know if that had a bit of an aha moment for you guys. If you didn't realize that, let me know in the chat if that did. And then the other option there is just, you can get more messages, which sure, may be better than engagement as well. But again, you're still pretty limited and restricted for this. Yes, and Giant is saying boosting is not reaching most people. Exactly. I mean, I'm not going to go through all of this right now because of time, but every step of the way you are limited in terms of your placements, in terms of your targeting and retargeting, and it's kind of crazy. So to illustrate the difference between, let's say, what you get here with goals in Boost Post and what you see in Ads Manager. So here I am in the Ads Manager interface. For those of you who aren't familiar, there's three layers to it. There's campaign, ad set, and ad. I'm in the campaign level where I choose a goal or objective, just like in boosting posts. Except, do you see how many objectives I have here? I had 2 in Boost Posts. Here I have 11. I have 11, and some of them are specific to getting conversions, to getting leads, okay, to getting your app installed, whatever it is. And even within conversions, there's different types of conversions. Do you want to have a conversion for add to cart, for initiating checkout, for a purchase? You can just be so much more detailed. So Arusa, when you're asking what's the difference between ads and boosts, it's literally this. Boosts, you are limited to this. You are so limited in what you can do with your ads. Here, I mean, I can't go through all of this now, but essentially you just have way more options and choices. Like digital marketing agencies never use boosts because it's so limited, and all it does is get you a bunch of likes. It doesn't really help you achieve your goal of sales. So you have to learn Ads Manager to really get a return on your Facebook ads. Okay, so I hope that sort of helps shed some light, and then I'll just go back to this. Okay, this is just re-popping up again. Cool, so does that make sense, guys? Why it doesn't work? And then we'll go ahead to a strategy that does work. Yep. Okay, amazing, awesome. So now let's talk about what a strategy is. And guys, this is a copy paste of what we're using for all of our clients right now. Okay, or 99% at least, okay? And this will work for your industry if you are a service business. So a strategy requires a funnel, okay? And if you're not familiar with a funnel is, a series of steps you're guiding someone through to take. You're kind of controlling their experience and making sure you haven't lost that person, right? You're getting them to take an action. Unlike the first version where you're just sending them to the website and hoping they do something, let's walk you through what a funnel looks like for our clients. Yes, name the question. Sorry, are they able to see my mouse? Okay, perfect. Sorry guys, want to make sure you see my mouse, or my cursor rather. Okay, so the first part of your funnel is the ad, okay? And I'm gonna break all of these down later on and tell you top do's and don'ts. So we start off with either Facebook or Instagram or YouTube ads, and this can work for Google ads too. Okay, and our ad focuses on an offer. So if you are a gym, we would say, hey, come in for a free spinning class, okay? And that's exactly what the ad focuses on. Then you drive someone to a landing page, not a website, and I will talk about this again shortly, but that landing page will be directly correlated with that ad, okay? So if it says, come in for a free trial class, the landing page will say, sign up for your free trial class. Not complicated. You have a form on there. They fill it out in exchange to get the trial class. Okay, so then you get their name, phone number, email. Then they are sent to a thank you page. And you guys may have been familiar. Anyone who came from an ad for us, this is what we did too. So you may have noticed this. They go to a thank you page, okay, where it says, hey, a member of our team is going to call you, or you've been registered or signed up or whatever it is. Then next, it leads to some form of follow-up. Okay, the follow-up can be manual or it can be automated depending on your business. So manual would be the phone, you would give them a call back. Let's say, especially for something that's like a high ticket item, if someone is spending, is opting in and you are a life coach or a health coach and you're selling like a 10,000 dirham program, then yeah, you probably want to call them back pretty fast, right? And you say, hey, you just opted in for this. Can I know a bit more about you, and etc. Okay, and then the other two things are you automated texts and emails. Okay, so we keep nurturing our leads afterwards, after they have opted in. So let's say someone opts into that gym trial, they would get an email saying, hey, here's your voucher, you've opted in, great. Then send them an email the next day, and the next day, and the next day if you want, saying different things. Maybe it could be showing testimonials or frequently asked questions, whatever it is, you're continuing that relationship with them, okay? And you can do the same thing through text. And then what I didn't show you, what I didn't talk about yet too, is this arrow that's going back. That signifies retargeting, okay? So if someone goes to your landing page and they click it, they've read it, and they didn't opt in for some reason, you can retarget that person with retargeting ads, okay? Maybe you show them the same ad again, maybe you show them a different ad, maybe you show them an ad on a different channel. You got them on Facebook, they didn't opt in, okay, show them something different on Instagram then, okay? Until they opt in. Amara is showing, will you show us how to retarget? Not in today's session because it's just an hour long, but there will be an opportunity at the end where, which I'll talk about, where I'll break everything down because there's a lot of details for all of this. But you can retarget in the ad set level, basically. Amara, that's where you would do it. Hina saying connection is glitchy. Will there be a recorded version? Yes, all of you will get a recording, okay? So don't worry. Okay, now let's go to a breakdown of the funnel, okay? And what I wanna do, again, that funnel, that blueprint, memorize that, screenshot that, copy it, you'll get a recording anyway. That's essentially what you wanna follow. But then at each step along the way, the ad, the landing page, the thank you page, there's a lot to learn at each stage as well, okay? If I were to talk about it all right now, we'd be sitting here for days. But what I think we can do in today's session is at least give you my biggest learning for each stage of the funnel. Okay, so for the ad level, here is my biggest learning, okay? And that is to use a video instead of a stock image. And I really want to help drive this point home, and I want your input on this too. So if you guys right now, let's say this is for a gym, by the way, okay? Let's say I'm doing an ad for a gym. Should I use a stock image or a real video? Can you tell me what you think about the stock video? Not the stock video, sorry, the stock image. Can you type in the chat, let me know. Sindhu's saying the real image connects. Yeah, Manisha's saying lazy. Tell me why else you think the stock image doesn't work. It's so fake, it's a standard image. Watermark, yeah, that's just because I'm cheap and I didn't buy it right now. But everybody does it. There's nothing unique to the brand. There's no emotional connection. You guys are all 100% right. But yet, how many of these are we seeing, right? On a daily basis, I'm still seeing that in my Facebook feed or my Instagram feed. I'm seeing a lot of people use stock images. But the reality is, like this girl in the stock image, she looks unrealistically perfect. Okay, it's kind of intimidating and scary too. She looks like a model. Everyone looks fake with their perfect teeth and everything perfect. You can tell it's a fake photo. And there's no credibility, like you said, behind it. Like, we don't know that that's the gym. So this could be, in reality, this could be me. Let's say me, Alina, I don't own a gym. I could put up an ad with this picture tomorrow. Who's to say I own a gym? Right? So you don't really, there's no trust with that. Now, if you are going to use an image and not a video, I would still suggest at least just take a real image, right? Take an image of your class in action. In a second, people will connect with it more. But now, on the other hand, with the video, this is just a screenshot of a random video I found on YouTube, okay? But can't you immediately just see that this is a real place? It feels more authentic. Feels like this is actually like a student or a member who would go there, right? And now if you click on the video too, you would basically see a testimonial maybe from the person. You get like a tour of the gym. Suddenly there's this energy, trust, and clarity that can only be conveyed through video that does not come through in image. Khalud is saying, what about illustrations, especially ones that have been created for a brand specifically? So illustrations tend to work decently as well. Animations, I still see anything with a real person, I have found still works the best. Like we've done animated videos and stuff before, but again, it depends on industry to industry. Like, you know, if your illustrations are more for something that's fashion oriented, maybe, or, you know, it's telling a really cute story, like a Pixar type of story, then yeah, that's probably going to work really well. It's really on a case-by-case basis. It's hard to say. Okay, Fatima saying, what services do you emphasize on real photo? Food-based, gym, etc. I mean, it's just take a real photo of whatever your service is. So let's say if it's a health, let's say again, for classes, take a class in action. If you are like a fashion consultant and you do like image audits or assessments for people, show, you know, you doing that for someone. If you're a health coach, you can show you making something, I don't know, recipes for someone, or you're in your clinic and you're talking to a patient. That can work well too, but I really find a lot of the time you just tell a better story. You can just get so much more across in a video. Naeem is raising his hand. You have a question?
Claire's question, but
yeah.
She says videos are really hard to do.
Videos are really hard to do. Okay, Claire, I'm going to address your question right now with the next slide. Okay, here's another example we're going to go through right now. So for our webinar, guys, how many of you saw the ad? Type in the chat below the real video. See the video ad below. What did you think? Did you guys see that? Say yes in the chat if you did. That's Naeem, and we had a little video ad going. No, didn't see the ad. Yes, 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 no. Okay, so it's like 50-50. Some of you did, some of you didn't. So first things first, imagine for this free webinar, I know many of you came through referrals as well. Roma says you saw it in the ad library. I love it. I love that you went there. Imagine for this free webinar if you saw a stock image, okay, that looked like that, because there's so many of those, like come for a Facebook ad strategy webinar, boring picture showing Facebook on the phone. Imagine that versus, and for those of you who saw the ad, we made a whole funny skit out of it. It was like a silent movie. Naeem was kind of acting like Mr. Bean. He was showing the pains of a small business owner boosting a post and it's not working. There's funny music, effects. It was engaging and it's been doing very well for us, and it got us a lot of people for this webinar. So you can see immediately that the video is working better. And to answer your question, Claire, this was done at home. This was done right here, just with a camera, with the two of us. So I think with video, all it comes down to is creativity. We used an SLR camera, but we just got this recently too. We have clients, we have big clients, by the way, just using their phones. They literally pick up their phone or shoot something on a tripod. And a lot of the time, authentic homemade videos work really well. You don't need something perfect and polished. It can just be like, hey guys, what's up? I'm the owner here at this studio. Come in for a free class. Look at these guys in the background. Someone's going like, hi, we're loving the class. Cool. It could just be you alone too. If you're just a solopreneur, just you talking and connecting is much better than a stock image. And I promise you, it doesn't have to be hard. You have to put a bit of thought into what you want to say, shoot it on your phone, and then use a basic editor just to add some maybe captions or music on top. And that's pretty much it. Beanish is saying my daughter does videos. You have to find the right software. So I'm actually going to walk through the tool that we use later on as well. Tanya is saying, what if you don't want to be seen or heard? You can use somebody else. You can do a friend to do it for you. Some of our clients don't like being on camera, so we sometimes show their customers, or we can show a voiceover on top. So you can show other actions and then just have your voice on top as well. So yeah. Olga saying your video attracted me because it's real. Awesome, thank you. And yeah, that's what I want for your businesses too. People want to connect with other people. They don't want to see fake images. Okay, let's move along to the second part of the funnel. And if you had more questions, I will get to it in the Q&A. So the first part of the funnel, guys, use video. I know it's scary, do it. Step 2, landing page. You have to use one for lead generation campaigns and not a website. And I know some of you are already feeling like you want to rebel against what I'm saying. You're like, no, I want to use my website. So I'm going to go through an example right now to illustrate my point. So let's pull up, and I've used this example before on my Instagram. Here is a website for a gym, no affiliation, guys. I just like using them as an example. So imagine that they have put out, whether it's an awareness ad or a lead generation ad. Actually, let's say they've done a lead generation ad, okay? And it says, come and book a tour at Fit Republic. Come on in. And then they drive you to a website. Here's what happens when someone goes to a website. They see all these things they can click on. They're like, oh, should I look at what their pricing is? Should I check out their schedules? Oh, I want to see pictures. What activities do you have? Oh, personal training. Wow, scroll down. What a cool Insta feed, Facebook, click, 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 click. Oh my God, these guys have about 50 different things to click on, right? And then they may spend 10 or 15 minutes on your website browsing around, which is great. But then you may lose them and you've lost the opportunity to get them to do the thing you wanted them to do, which is to click here to book a tour. That was what your ad was about. This is what you wanted them to do. But because you had so many different things going on, your page wasn't focused, they didn't take action, and you've wasted your money, okay? So to give you an example of a landing page, let's again use ours. Like, I don't have one obviously for Fit Republic, so I'll have to switch gears a bit, but show you what we did for our webinar. So all of you have come through this page, okay? You all signed up through here. This is a landing page software that we are using, and I can still make it look like it's coming from our website, but it's a separate software. I've just connected it, okay? And it's very easy to make. But can you see how focused this is? All it says, so I wanted you guys to sign up for a free webinar in my ad. Then you came to this page. The only thing you can do is free webinar, is sign up for the free webinar. It's register now. Okay, cool. Scroll down a bit more. Look at that. The only thing you can do is register now. Scroll down. Third time. All you can do, you literally cannot click on anything else. I didn't even want to add in my Instagram or Facebook or anything handle, or even have my logo clickable, because I don't want you guys getting lost anywhere else. Like, I want you to do one thing. I just want you to sign up for my webinar. So is that making some sense? Let me know. Yes, in the chat. Do you see now why maybe you want to use a landing page instead of a webinar? Natasha's saying absolutely. Yes, yes, yes. Awesome. Natasha, the software is Leadpages. Yeah, perfect name. Just posted that as well. Awesome. So now let's go back to our slides. Okay. You share a link? Okay, awesome. So I'm gonna make just check one quick thing. Okay, yeah, cool. So that was the landing page. If you have questions about that, we'll talk about it in the Q&A. Okay. Now let's go to the third part of the funnel, okay, where I see things break down a lot of the times for our clients, and that is following up with your leads, okay? Because many times, and for some of you here, like let's say for Ultimish, you're a photographer. We'll take your example, right? So let's say you book someone in for a 50% off of an engagement shoot, okay? And they opt in and they say, yes, I want 50% off an engagement shoot, because you know, okay, later on I'll convert them. Engagement is tied to a wedding. They'll probably then convert later on for a wedding or something for me, okay? How fast you call them back is the difference between a sale or not, Okay, if you call them back weeks later and you've sat on it, they may have moved on, found somebody else, they're busy, they're not interested, you lose people. Okay, and if you call them back really fast, right then, I usually recommend within 15 minutes, okay, you are much more likely to close them. Now, for something like us for our free webinar, we had like 300 something plus people sign up. We're not going to be doing phone follow-ups in that case, but our timely follow-up was an immediate confirmation with automated reminders for the webinar. It was like a week before, a day before, an hour before the webinar. So there needs to be some method of follow-up. And now I want to go through an example call, okay, because I really want this to sink in. Let's go through a call where someone has been called back within 5 minutes or versus about 2-3 weeks from now, okay? Who here has actually been called by a real estate agent and after a couple of weeks and you've been really confused when they call you? Type in the chat, let me know if you've ever opted in and then later on then they're, okay, because that's common in the UAE, right? Ritu, Sindhu, Olga, Fatwa, yes, and you're just like, God, just get off the phone, I hate you, please. Here's the difference, and I'm gonna use my hands as puppets, okay? We're gonna have 2 calls. This is me, the person, the customer, this is real estate agent, okay? So customer opts into something, and this is a guy calling me back after 3 weeks, like, hello, ma'am, this is Prakash, and I'm calling you from ABC Real Estate. I'm like, who? Ma'am, you opted in for something, 2-bedroom? Did I? For what price? Where was it? Ma'am, in JLT, 2-bedroom. You want to discuss? No, what? I really don't remember this. Are you sure it was me? Look, I'm busy right now. 2 minutes? No, I'm busy. I'm driving. Basically, I just want him off the phone. I'm like, bye. And before he can get a word in, I don't care. Okay, and you've just lost that lead because you were so slow. Let's do the same phone call again with the same dude, but it's in 5 minutes after I've opted in, okay? I just submit a form. He goes, hi, ma'am, this is Prakash calling from ABC Real Estate. Oh, yeah, I just sent that 5 minutes ago. Wow, you guys are fast. Yeah, do you have 2 minutes right now to discuss the 2-bedroom? Yeah, actually, I had a few questions about the payment plan. Sure, I'll walk you through it right now if you have a minute. Yep, sure, I was at my laptop anyway. Okay. Sorry that I had to show you my puppet hands and show you some very bad acting, but I hope that makes sense, right? Did that sort of click with some of you guys? Like when you are speedy, that person is in the zone, right? Then they have just opted in, they're in that headspace, they're thinking about your service. It'll be fresh in their heads. That's when you want to get someone, okay? Not a couple of weeks after. So type in the chat, let me know, yes, did that make sense? Do you think my puppet acting is terrible? Should I win an Oscar for it? I don't know. Let me know. Okay, Veronica, super. Okay, great. Makes sense. Shireen says, Oscar, yay. Yeah, sorry, Naeem is saying something. Oh, yeah, Naeem is mentioning some people are still just typing to all panelists instead of attendees. Adeline, Oscar is a stretch, BAFTAs maybe. Thanks. Thank you guys, you are humoring me. But I hope that makes sense. Okay, so guys, that was the funnel, okay? I hope you've had a mindset shift now. You understand if you are a small service business, you wanna do lead generation, you wanna follow that funnel, you don't wanna make those mistakes along the way. And you also want these tools. So I'll go through all the ones you need to start creating a funnel by yourself, okay? The first one is Business Manager, Facebook Business Manager, and an Ads Manager account. Till date, if you've only been boosting posts, it's probably just going through something called your personal ads account. Ideally, you don't want that. It makes things a bit messy later on down the road. So trust me on that. Go to business.facebook.com and name, if you can type that in maybe in the chat too. Business.facebook.com. You can set up a Business Manager account. You add your page to it. You create an ad account. It keeps everything very clean and neat, and you can invite other people to it too. So that's what you need first to get going. Number two, you want to make sure you have Facebook pixel tracking setup, right? So a pixel is essentially what you add to your pages or your website to make sure you're not losing the people who have visited before. Okay, so then you can target people who have gone to a page but not opted in, or have visited a specific page as well. Okay, that's what you want to do. You can set that up through Business Manager. There's it's the events manager that you go to, and from there you set up your pixel and it'll have instructions. Next, if you don't have an email marketing CRM, something like MailChimp or Constant Contact, just get something very basic set up if you don't, so that you can send out some automated emails to someone. As soon as they've opted in, you can just say, hi, thanks for opting in. Here you go. Here's your voucher. Here's a bit more about us, etc. Next thing, landing page software. We use Leadpages. I love it. It is super easy to make pages, honestly, within an hour. You can do drag and drop. There's so many integrations and cool plugins and tools with it. Its only purpose is to help increase conversions and opt-ins, right? So it is a much better, like Leadpages is created for lead generation. So it's honestly the best thing you can do. There's other softwares out there like Unbounce, Instapage, ClickFunnels. You can take your pick. I like this one, so I'm just going to put it out there. Again, no affiliation or anything. Lucy's asking, does Leadpages plug into WordPress? So Lucy, that's why I love it so much, because most of my clients use WordPress and I use WordPress too. Yeah, like Naeem said, you can mask the URL. So we have, what is it, like 10, 12 maybe clients using one account right now for WordPress. For WordPress. Yeah, for WordPress. So you can take a landing page in Leadpages and it could say absolute gobbledygook at the top. It could say leadpages.gobbledygook.com. But in WordPress, if you add the Leadpages plugin, you can make the page look like it says digitalina.io/free webinar. So it's beautiful that way. Manisha is asking, hey, asking again, sorry, I missed it. Does Ad Center on Facebook work just as business manager? Can you tell me about ads? I'm not sure what you mean by Ad Center. I think you're talking about Ads Manager. Is that right, Manisha? Ads Manager lives within Business Manager. So it's all sort of part of the same thing, if that makes sense. Hope that does. Okay. What else? Debbie is saying MailerLite has landing pages and email, free for up to 1,000 clients. So it's good to start up with. Thank you. That's a great suggestion. Does the landing page integrate on CMS? So it depends what you're using, but for the most part, Leadpages has a lot of great integrations, and it integrates with Zapier too. So that's very helpful to connect with third-party apps. Renu, can we get the names written down here? Sure, Naeem can do that for you. Okay, or you can screenshot this too, guys, if that's helpful for you. So for a basic design tool, we use Canva. Again, it's free, or there's like a $10 a month version. So that's all you really need to get started. Manisha saying Ad Center is on your Facebook page. It doesn't reroute you to Business Manager. Okay, so I have not personally used that, Manisha. I have a feeling though. Yeah, I think it's pretty much going to operate similarly. I think it's all going to be tied to your personal ad account though. That's the thing. So it'll be your page, Ad Center or Ads Manager, but it won't live within Business Manager. The only way it'll restrict you is probably giving access to other people and keeping things neatly organized and compartmentalized, if that makes sense. So it's doable. It is doable. It's just, we've always run into blocks with clients when they started with just a page and they're like an ad manager or Ad Center. We always switch them over to Business Manager later on. Okay, cool. Okay, next we have basic video editor. So this is what we use, Camtasia. So Camtasia is really, really easy to use. Yes, you have to pay for it once. You pay for the license. I think it's gone up now. What was it, 200? Yeah, it has gone up now to but it's a one-time thing. One time, $249, but used it for years and years. It's really easy. It's intuitive, because on the other end of the spectrum, you have like Adobe Premiere Pro and like more complicated tools, which are just, they're for more advanced videographers. And then on the other hand too, you have like Windows Movie Maker and iMovie, which are also a little bit too basic, and kind of, it'll show through in your ads that you used a really basic tool. It won't look as classy. Camtasia is the perfect balance, and it's not hard to use at all. Filmora is good too, okay. Final Cut. So I did use Final Cut before. Final Cut is good as well. I find Camtasia better. I think it's just more intuitive to use, but that's my preference. Sumit, what will be the target audience? So we're just going to talk about the questions related to the class, if that's okay, Sumit, because otherwise then we'll just be talking about everybody's businesses, if that makes sense. And it really depends. So, okay. Now, let's move on to, okay, so guys, today you can basically take away what you've learned, the do's and don'ts. You can take those tools and you can run with it. Now, if you did want to set up the funnel with me with one-on-one support, I will be running group classes. So I wanted to walk you guys through that in case you were interested. And right now, I'm just going to walk you through the curriculum of what we're going to cover. So it's going to be a 6-week course. Okay, it's going to be live group classes just like this, twice a week, same time, 10 to 11 a.m. with recordings afterwards. And in the 6-week program, I'm going to hold your hand, walk you step by step through that entire funnel. So exactly what you should be doing with your ad, exactly how to set everything up in the back end in Ads Manager, because Ads Manager is kind of crazy. Help you set up your pixels, your tracking, your landing pages, and how to set up all those automations afterwards. So even if you're not going to join the group classes, I recommend stick around for this part where I'm going to go through all the weeks, because you can still look at this curriculum and say, okay, this is all the stuff I need to learn from week 1 to 6 in order to execute properly. Okay. So for week 1, what we're going to do is I want to teach you guys the fundamentals of setting up the funnel or the campaign for your business in particular, because every business is a little bit different. And we're going to work through exercises that help you understand, okay, out of all the services that I have and all the different target audiences, let's say I have, which is the best one to focus on? Like which audience, which service, what is the exact promotional offer I should be using that's going to get me the best return on my investment? So we'll walk through that strategy in the first week. Then we will in our tech lab. So sorry, I didn't mention this. In the 2 classes, we're going to have strategy classes and tech labs. Mondays, we will talk about strategies to help you understand everything. It's going to have a bit more similar format to today's class. And then on Wednesdays, it's mostly going to be me opening up Ads Manager and doing a screen share and walking you through everything that I do. So you can see everything that I click, don't click, set up, and you can pause along the way and ask me questions. So in the first week, we are going to set up Business Manager for you, Ads Manager, make sure all your pixel and tracking and installation is working properly and you're tracking your leads or purchases, etc., the right way, and helping you choose the right campaign objectives. So I showed you there were about 11. So I'll help you pick the right one. Week 2, Saniksha is saying later, can you mention the charges? Yeah, I will right after this. I promise I'll get into all the logistics. Just want to show you guys, and you can take notes on all the stuff that you want to learn as well. So week 2, we are going to focus on targeting and retargeting strategies, because honestly, it is so crucial, and it's probably one of the trickiest things. I think that this is probably one of the hardest things in Ads Manager to get right, because you could have a great ad creative and a great offer, but if it's going to slightly the wrong person, you're wasting your money. So you already understand what your buyer persona is, but it's different when you try to translate that into digital. Okay. So in our tech lab, I will walk you through all the different options at the ad set level. What is a custom audience? When should you use it? Lookalike audiences, interest-based targeting, retargeting strategies, what placements to use, what budgets to use, bid strategies, scheduling. It's a lot of stuff. The ad set level is where my past students have honestly got the most value because it's tricky. But yeah, that's what we'll be teaching in week 2. Week 3, we are then going to transition a bit to talking about the creative. So specifically, we'll be talking about writing ads, okay? Instead of just a 1 or a 2-liner talking about your company, you know, what type of copy do you actually have to write to drive conversions and get people to keep reading all the way through and click? Okay, so we have a specific formula and process that we use for writing our ads, that we use for all of our clients, and that's the formula that we'll give you guys and help you write ads for your business as well. And you can always share them with us and we can give you feedback and help improve it. So in the tech lab, we will actually be going then into the ad level. So we've had campaign, ad set, and now the ad level and ads manager, and we'll talk about all the major do's and don'ts that week. Week number 4. Yeah, this is the part that Claire's probably gonna like, right? Where you were asking about videos and you know, it's hard. What are you supposed to put in your video? I'm not sure. I haven't done a video before. Again, we'll walk you through the process. Like even if you are someone on a low budget, if you are a solopreneur and you're alone and you don't have things to show, what is the script you can use? What type of videos can you use? What type of images can we use for your business to craft something that is engaging? And then on the tech lab for that week, I'll be opening up Camtasia and Canva, and I'm going to show you quick little hacks and tips that I do that honestly I've just learned over the years that when I do this thing, my conversions increase. So I'll just show you those quick things that you would be able to do as well. Week 5, landing pages. There's an art, guys, to landing pages as well. Yes, you can do your headline and your form, but if you design it in a certain way or lay it out in a certain way, write specific types of copy, again, it increases your conversion rate for your landing pages. And in the tech lab, we'll be going through how to add tracking pixels to your landing page, how to add tracking pixels to your thank you page too, because you want when someone goes to a thank you page for them to be registered as a lead. How are you actually going to do that? So I'll show you the back end. How do I trigger instant notifications, appointment bookings, automated emails, automated vouchers that get sent to people. It's all through the landing page software, and we'll go through that. And week 6, perhaps one of the most important, friends, because when you have started running a campaign, it's not always going to work, okay? Even with our clients right now, we've been doing this for years. Sometimes you think something is going to work well, you put it out there, and it's a dud. But you have to be able to know what to tweak in order to make it work. So if it's a dud, you have to be able to look at your funnel and say, okay, I can look at my metrics and understand where the leak in the funnel is and how I'm going to fix it. So we'll teach you how to fix ads or campaigns that are broken. And then you'll have that knowledge so you always know how to do it yourself. And when you're an ads manager too, you may have seen before that there's like thousands of metrics for you to look at, right? You're like impressions, reach, frequency, like which ones am I supposed to be looking at? What actually matters? Not all of them do, okay? We have like a custom dashboard we usually set up for our clients. I will teach you exactly what metrics to look at, how to actually track your returns, return on your investment, track your cost per lead, etc. So we'll just make sure that you are basically an ROI machine and expert. So yeah, that's what we'll be doing in the tech lab. We'll set up your reporting. We'll set up some automated lead tracking sheets as well. Yeah. So that is the 6 weeks curriculum. Again, it's Monday and Wednesday at 10 a.m. starting September 14th. So you have some time. It starts in about 2 weeks from now, but it is going to start at 10 a.m. UAE time. It's 6 weeks, so you're going to get 12 classes. So that's 12 one-hour classes. Usually we go over as well. Fatma, I promise I'm getting to the price. I know you're all dying for it. It's 100% live online classes, and you're going to get Q&A, similar format to this. You will get lifetime access to all the recordings, okay? I don't believe in taking it away from you when the course ends, or, you know, protecting it in that way. You will have access to a portal. You can access it and watch all the recordings any single time if you miss a class too. And you will also get access to a private Facebook group for 3 months where you can ask me or drop me questions anytime, like, hey, Alina, I made this ad. What do you think? Screenshot, I'm having this problem in Ads Manager. How do I fix it? So that is everything that is included. Here, my friends, is the first initial price. Okay, this is what we have valued the course at. I know this is something that a lot of you have been waiting for. You're like, Alina, just get to the price. Price for this is 2,500 dirhams for a 6-week course, which is still a really, honestly, it's a pretty big, it's a steal when you compare it to a lot of courses out there in the market right now, which are selling for about 5,000 or 6,000 dirhams for, you know, 1 week or maybe a 2-week course. But because I like people who take action fast, and honestly, I just want to encourage you guys to do this for yourselves as soon as possible, upscale, start seeing the return. Anyone who opts in within the next 1 week will get the early bird price of 1,500 dirhams. That is an even bigger steal. For 6 weeks, for 1,500 dirhams, for live interactive classes with support 24/7. Fatima saying also, please let us know how it will help us. Yes, 100% I will. So that is the early bird price. And now, because guys, I was feeling a little bit crazy yesterday, and talking to my husband about this too, I said, well, let's reward people who take even faster action, okay? If you are gung-ho, ready to go, you wanna learn the stuff, you're in it, ta-da, 999 dirhams if you enroll within the next 24 hours. Okay, if you guys buy this course by 10 a.m. tomorrow, it is just 1,000 dirhams. When you break that down per class, that actually comes to about 80 dirhams per class, which is like the cost of 2 meals out in the day, not in the day, 2 meals out in the week. Okay, or like going to, let's say, 2 yoga or spinning classes in the week. So this is a ridiculous price. I'm just gonna put it out there. It is crazy. So if you would like that, you can enroll today. Now let's address a little bit of what Fatima said too, in terms of what you're gonna get out of this. And actually, I'll move over to the next page as well, where you can see some of the student testimonials. So if you go on this page, this is the full sort of landing page for the course. You can learn and get even more details on it. I think the students would explain it better than I do in terms of what they got out of it and what they're now able to do. But really, some of the biggest takeaways that I got from my students was they had the confidence to launch a successful campaign from beginning to end. Because a lot of the times you learn strategy, right? People will teach you like, oh, this is how to do targeting and how to think about it, or here's how to write copy, let's say. But not many people will open up their screen and show you bit by bit what to click, not to click, how to set everything up. Honestly, it's from the beginning of the funnel till the end. So these students who came out of this class had it ready. After the 6 weeks, they're like, we're good to go. And some of them started getting results straight away. Meredith from Turquoise Boutique Studio too, in case any of you know her here in the UAE, she actually paused her campaign within 24 hours because she said, oh my God, I'm just getting so many results. I've sold out of like all of my kits to go with my workshop. This is insane. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So if you put the work in, okay, it comes down to you guys too. If you're actually gonna take action and work on it, you will see the results, okay? And you will honestly make back that money very fast for yourself or for your clients. Sindhu saying, gotta go back to a meeting. It's nice to be here and learn. Thank you for coming, Sindhu. Thank you guys. So, thank you, Sindhu. That's very sweet of you. So Hina is asking, how do we register? You just click on that link and Naeem will drop it in the chat right now as well. digitalina.io/Facebook ads course. Let's actually move on to Q&A now, right now, guys. You can ask me questions about the course. You can ask me questions about anything we've talked about today. Let's ideally just try to keep it around those two topics and not something too specific or tailored to your business, just that we're keeping it more relevant for everyone else who's on here too. Debbie, this has been fab. Thank you so much. Thank you for attending, Debbie. Do you do the same type of course for e-commerce, as this would be more applicable? We'll be launching it soon because there's a lot of people who've been asking for e-commerce, so 100% yes. If you could send, actually, can you drop my email address in there? So guys, anyone who wants this for e-commerce, send me a quick email and say, I want an e-commerce course. And then I'll, in the subject line, yeah, and that's it. So then I'll add you to the list for whenever we're launching the e-commerce one. Manisha is asking, what if you want the lead generation to attend an event? It's not free, would it work the same way? That would be a slightly different strategy. So yeah, but we can talk about that. Sorry, Debbie is saying 6 weeks is a long way away. Do you have any other options if I want to start sooner? Oh, the course is 6 weeks, but we start in 2 weeks. So we're starting on September 14th, Debbie. Yeah. Manisha, sorry, for your event one, I'm actually going to get back to you right after this, just because all the questions are popping up, but I'll respond to you. Fosia, I couldn't find the Pixel plugin on my platform. Will I be able to join the course? Everybody will have a Pixel if they have a Facebook page or if you're set up with that, so I can help you find that. Fosia, do you have a Facebook business page? You will 100% have a Pixel, or it can be created. It's easy for every single person. Okay, let's see what other questions. Anna, noticed on your Facebook ads page, you don't have a form or anything to fill to enroll in the class. So it's all the way at the bottom. So every time you click a button, it should take you to the bottom to check out. So there's a form there for you to fill out your details and enroll. Let me know if you have any issue or Naeem can help you with that. Claire saying e-commerce too, please, for sure. Shireen is saying, will this work if I want to drive traffic to my food blog and my YouTube channel? Yes, it will, 100%, because what you can do for lead generation too is give them some sort of free guide or free class or something if you wanted to enroll them into some other course later on if you wanted. We can skip the lead generation part too, and you can just drive traffic straight away to your blog or YouTube channel. So it'd be slightly different for you, but during the course, we can always tailor it to you, Shireen. So yeah, that's for any of you guys really. For your business, if you have some questions during the classes, I will help you tailor and tweak it for your businesses. Varsha saying this was wonderful, would love to attend the same for e-commerce, cool. Debbie saying, sorry, I mean, I want to launch sooner than the end of 8 weeks away. Okay. Right now, sorry, it is only 6 weeks, but yeah, sorry, I don't have another option for that, Debbie. But if you are a fast learner, then maybe we can chat in the private group and I can help you get there much faster. If you're going to take that action, then we can see if we can get some resources to you much faster. Okay. What else? Name, Anna, it's not showing up for you for some reason. Can you email us at hello@digitalina and we will help you out. Yeah, we'll help you out, okay? Olga saying thank you. I think for me, a shorter course is better. Fair enough. For 2 to 3 weeks. You will get all the recordings too in case you can't make it, by the way. Josephine is saying, will this work for my animation videos and voiceover? So Josephine, what's your business? I think that's sort of the bigger question of what your business may be. But if you're asking in terms of creative, yeah, you can still do animation videos and voiceover for the creative. That can work. Tanya, could you perhaps think about doing 2 hours per session and complete in 3 weeks? if people are down for that, but we need to have a majority vote for that. Maybe 1 hour was a nice sort of time that people could commit to in the middle of the day. But let me know, guys. Tanya is actually saying, what if we did 2 hours per session and complete in 3 weeks? Let me know if a lot of people would want that too. Awesome, great seminar. Thanks a ton. Thank you, guys. Good informative session. Animated video production, Josephine. So Josephine, is that B2B then, I'm guessing, or versus B2C? For you, if it's animated video production and it's going B2B, you can use the same funnel, but start perhaps with, I think Google Ads might actually be stronger for you, but you can use Facebook and Instagram too, since it's such a visual, nature of your business is quite visual. We could start with that. And again, and your lead generation offer can be more about something, again, would have to chat, but downloadable that they can get. Maybe it's like a sample animation, maybe it's like get an animated logo for you for free, opt in. If that doesn't take you much time, you can send that to someone, but that's something we can brainstorm on. And then you have all these leads that you can follow up with who are interested in something animated. But again, it's a matter of, would have to sit and chat about your business. Would be interested for 2 hours too. Shri is saying, will we get a recording of this webinar? Yes, we will. Aruna saying, I don't have a business, but this has been a good session. Awesome, thank you. Name his question. Yeah. Okay. Please send in your email ID so I can send you my interest on an e-commerce course. Okay, for sure. All right, thank you guys. And now, how many small business owners do we have in here right now for service as well, who are maybe startups? Because Naeem was also just reminding me of a point, which is what a lot of people ask before they sign up for the course too. They're like, well, what if I just get an agency to do this for me? Now, when you're getting an agency to do this for you, you are definitely in the hands of experts, but it's actually going to be way more expensive, right? The starting fees usually for agencies are going to be around like 5,000 dirhams per month. Okay, and that's going to cut into your profits or any revenue that you're making. And essentially what we're doing here is we're helping you bypass the agency so that you can learn what they do and do it yourself, honestly, for 80 dirhams per class at just a fraction of the cost. So I do want you to keep that in mind if you are ever considering agency versus learning it yourself as well. And what I've also heard from some business owners that we did have in the past is it's also useful if you decide, when you grow and you decide to use an agency, how do you know if what they're doing is good or it isn't? You have to have some sort of understanding of going into Ads Manager and seeing what people are doing so that you know, like, hey, I'm being scammed. They're not doing the right work for me. When you have an understanding of the jargon and how things work and funnels work, you will better be able to hire the right people in the future too. So it's also very helpful that way for business owners. Fatima, I'm a marketer working on learning digital marketing tools. Yeah, then this is perfect, because if you want clients the way we have as well, if you want to essentially replicate what we're doing and get clients, then this is really, really great for marketers. Okay, are there any other questions, guys? Because then I will tune out, or we will sign off. Okay, I think that's it. Let me know if I missed a question. On my question now, so Manisha, I think I'll have to talk to you a bit further about your events one, but basically 80% of what we've talked about here, I think will be applicable to you. And in the course, I would structure your event one in a slightly different way. So for lead generation, it could be a wait list, for example, right? So let's say you're driving someone to an event and you haven't opened it up yet. You could say, enter your contact details to get on the wait list. So then you've got all these leads that then you're going to follow up with later on. That's if you want to do a lead generation approach. For events, there is something slightly different that you can do too, which I feel like I'm going to get ahead of myself if we're talking about here, but I'll teach it in the course, You want to get as many people watching video promoting your campaign as possible, using a video views campaign, and then you want to retarget them later on for when the event sales are live. So it's a slightly different funnel, but we can cover that in the course as well. Okay, Manisha, I hope that helped. Sorry, I wasn't able to get back to you before. Sometimes I just have to sit and think for a second. Okay, thanks for an insightful session. Okay, cool. I think we are at the end of our questions. I hope you guys join me and take advantage of the 1,000 dirham offer. The prices will go up to 1,500 by tomorrow. And then after that, it's going to go up to 2,500. So if you have any questions, we are here for you at hello@digitallina.io. Let me know if you have questions, guys. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you. Bye.